Hey!
Alright, we're going back inside.
These clips were uploaded to TikTok by the account WV Paranormal. In August 2021, the uploader's young family was spending time in the backyard, playing near the garden when something unsettling occurred. In the video, the parent calls the kids inside for bath time, but seems to sense something unusual and turns the camera toward a cluster of trees. This is what was captured. At first, it's hard to make out, but if you examine the footage closely, you can see what appears to be a figure positioned among the trees. It seems to be observing the children as they run around outside. The following day, the parent notices the figure again.
Oh my god, nobody is gonna ever believe this. Alright, we're going back inside.
This time the footage shows the same tall, unusual shape standing directly behind a shed. Its face appears smooth and gray, without visible features.
Alright, we're going back inside.
The family has no explanation for what is happening. They do not know if they are dealing with someone trespassing on their property and watching the children, or if the presence is something far more strange. What do you think is going on here? And how would you react if you noticed someone or something keeping watch over your family from a distance? Share your thoughts below. In June 2021, TikTok creator CRYPTIDS shared the following piece of footage, and it has been unsettling and confusing viewers ever since. Here's the clip.
The hell is that?
Hey!
The video shows a large upright figure moving slowly across the creator's yard.
The hell is that?
Hey!
The uploader's dog is clearly alert as it watches the strange shape from a distance.
The hell is that?
Hey!
The footage left the TikToker unable to explain what he was seeing, and viewers immediately began questioning whether the figure was an intruder or something far more unusual. A few days later, CRYPTIDS posted an update explaining what he witnessed. He described glancing over and noticing the figure emerging from behind a swing set and stepping out of the woods. It then moved toward a truck before disappearing behind it and heading back into the trees. He said the figure looked brownish red in person, and although there was a streetlight nearby, he expected the camera to capture it more clearly. He apologized for the video quality, noting that zooming at night tends to distort most phone cameras. He also explained that he had not seen the figure again, and hoped he would not, since he still had no idea whether it was a person or something else entirely. Whatever it was large, and it was in his yard, which he found deeply unsettling. Since then, the figure has not reappeared, and the uploader remains unsure what the encounter actually was. Viewers in the comments have offered numerous theories suggesting everything from a Wendigo to a ghost to the possibility of a Skinwalker. Skinwalkers are mysterious beings rooted in Navajo tradition. They are described as practitioners of dark magic who can transform into animals or even mimic human forms, often using these abilities to lure victims before killing them. Information about them is limited, as the Navajo community rarely discusses such entities with outsiders. So could the figure in this footage truly be a Skinwalker? Or is there a more ordinary explanation behind what was captured? Share your theories in the comments below. Very few people have an extraterrestrial reputation, quite like Stan Romanek. Romanek claims he has experienced repeated encounters with aliens involving abductions, telepathic communication, and even being compelled to help create hybrid children. This clip is presented as evidence of one such encounter. According to the account on the night this footage was recorded, Romanek had fallen asleep at his computer while his stepson was hosting a sleepover. Something startled him awake in the middle of the night. Still half asleep, he thought he saw one of the kids running through the house without clothes. But when he checked on them, all of the children were upstairs asleep. As he was about to stop searching, he noticed something disturbing at the sliding glass door. This is what the camera captured. The figure in the doorway looks strikingly similar to the type mentioned earlier in the video. It has gray skin and large dark almond-shaped eyes, features commonly associated with the classic alien image seen throughout modern culture. It stands completely still in the doorway, even as the camera is pointed directly at it. So, what do you think? Romanek maintains that he has had direct encounters with extraterrestrials and believes this video supports his claims. The footage has been examined by multiple analysts over the years, yet experts remain divided on whether it is genuine or not. Our first segment of the day has sparked online debate about whether werewolves might actually be real. In May 2022, Reddit user Segwin posted a photo that appears to show something unusually strange. The image was captured by a motion-activated game camera mounted on an 8-foot perimeter fence at the Amarillo Zoo in Texas. Taken during the early morning hours, the photo shows a two-legged figure standing off to the right side. It appears to be covered in fur and has canine-like features, yet it is upright and seems to be walking on its hind legs. These details led some Reddit users to label the figure a possible werewolf. The startled groundskeeper shared the image on Reddit in hopes of getting insight from the community. Reactions were mixed. Some users strongly believed the figure resembled a werewolf, while others remained skeptical. A few commenters suggested it might be a raccoon, while others thought it could be nothing more than debris pressed against the fence. In the end, no one has been able to provide a definitive explanation for the figure in the photo. Until additional evidence emerges, this unusual sighting remains an unsolved mystery. In 2017, Callie was filming a brief update for her social media when she noticed something unusual in the background of one of the videos. Take a look and see if you can spot anything out of the ordinary. When the footage is slowed down, several small dark shapes can be seen darting through the grass. They almost resemble tiny meerkat-like figures moving quickly across the yard. Callie said they appeared as black shadow forms, and she had no idea what they might be. The video quickly went viral on Facebook, surpassing 1 million views and drawing hundreds of comments from people trying to identify the strange shapes. Some viewers suggested they could be little people. In Native American traditions, there are legends describing a small race of beings said to live deep in forested areas, often near rocky cliffs, sandy ridges, or along hidden streams. They are described as playful and mischievous, known for singing or calling out from their hiding places to confuse travelers passing through. Although most people believe these beings exist only in folklore, a burial site, uncovered in the early 1830s in Conshohocken County, Ohio, reportedly contained skeletons measuring only about 3 feet tall. So, could this video be evidence that the legendary little people are real? Or is there a simpler explanation behind what Callie captured? Share your thoughts with each other in the comments below. This clip was uploaded to Reddit by the user Chitty Sock. The footage begins completely normally, showing the uploader's girlfriend's sister's daughter and her friend recording a video together. At first glance, everything appears ordinary, but when you watch it again, something unexpected becomes visible. In the background, a dark shadowy figure can be seen moving through the house before disappearing without leaving any trace. What makes the moment even more unsettling is that no one else was inside the home while the girls were filming. When the video is slowed down, the shape passing behind the two children appears to lack any clear or recognizable features. The uploader said he had no idea what the figure was or why it appeared inside the house. Fortunately, the two girls in the clip were unharmed and nothing happened to them. Was this an intruder wandering through the home, or something paranormal caught on camera? Neither explanation is especially comforting. Our clip of the day was uploaded to Reddit by user Omar1R03. The footage shows two men exploring a collapsed cave system in Jordan. As they approach a partially blocked tunnel, the camera captures something unexpected on the other side. One of the men begins removing several rocks from the opening, and as the debris shifts, the shape of a face becomes visible through the gap. The men react with fear and begin reciting religious phrases in the background, while they continue clearing the stones. The figure behind the rocks appears almost like a person coated in dust, or possibly a strangely shaped animal. The men continue speaking anxiously as they try to get a better look at whatever's inside the tunnel. The Reddit user who shared the clip asked whether the strange figure might be a ghost or a jinn. In Arabic folklore, jinn are supernatural beings believed to inhabit an unseen realm that exists parallel to the human world. They are said to be capable of entering our world while humans cannot enter theirs. Some traditions describe jinn as hostile entities that enjoy causing trouble or harm to people. Other beliefs portray them as neutral or even helpful depending on their intentions or mood. They are often described as having dark, empty eyes, elongated fingers, and sharp claws or teeth. Reactions to the video on Reddit were mixed, though most viewers found the sight extremely unsettling. One grounded explanation suggested the face-like shape could simply be a dirt-covered doll wedged behind the rocks. When the footage is slowed down, it does resemble a toy, but the moment remains eerie nonetheless. So, what do you think? Is this a Jinnah doll or perhaps an unknown creature that science has yet to classify? Share your thoughts in the comments below. When geneticist Neil Gemmell began his research mission at Loch Ness, he likely was not expecting to uncover anything unusual, yet he found himself surprised when he reviewed the final portion of his underwater recordings. While he didn't capture evidence of the legendary prehistoric plesiosaur said to inhabit the Scottish lake, he did encounter something unexpectedly intriguing. The short clip begins with a fish slowly moving toward the camera. At first, the moment appears completely ordinary, but it soon becomes clear that the fish is actually trying to swim away from something behind it. Watch closely, an elongated tentacle-like or eel-shaped form drifts across the background. According to Gemmell, observations like this support the theory that the creature known as Nessie could be a large eel, rather than a surviving dinosaur. He believes that for the legend to have endured this long, there would likely need to be multiple oversized eels living in the depths of the lake. Although Loch Ness monster stories can be traced back to accounts from Irish missionaries in the 6th century, the modern depiction of the creature largely emerged in the 1930s through reports from Scottish journalists. The famous surgeon's photo, taken in 1938, appeared to show a large creature rising from the water. Decades later, the image was revealed to be a hoax involving a toy submarine. Still, the photograph sparked worldwide fascination, and crowds continued to visit Loch Ness, hoping to see the creature for themselves. If there truly is a hidden population of enormous unidentified eels living deep below, then the questions remain: where did they originate, and how have they managed to stay undetected for so long? The next case involves unusual footage recorded in Paraguay, and later uploaded to YouTube by a channel called The Rocket 3. A mother was filming her young son when she unintentionally captured something unsettling moving in the background. As the camera shifts slightly,
¿Qué es lo que vos estabas haciendo recién? Decime, ¿eh?
a strange figure appears behind one of the trees.
¿Qué es lo que vos estabas haciendo recién? Decime, ¿eh?
Positioned just far enough away to make its shape difficult to identify. When the clip is paused and enlarged, a long thin limb seems to extend outward from behind the tree trunk. Two nearby dogs immediately react to the presence of something hidden in the brush, clearly aware that there is movement where there should be none.
Tengo sueño. ¿Quién te enseña a hacer esas cosas? ¿Quién te enseña a hacer esas cosas?
¿Dónde?
Their behavior adds another layer of unease to the already strange recording. Viewers who discovered the video were quickly disturbed by what they saw, and as the view count increased, hundreds of people began offering their own interpretations. Some insisted the figure resembled an extraterrestrial being, while others were convinced it had to be a cryptid. One of the most common suggestions was the Pombero, a creature rooted in Argentine and Paraguayan folklore. It is typically described as a small, hairy, human-like being that roams wooded areas, steals chickens, and plays tricks on people. Legends claim it hides personal belongings, mimics strange noises in the dark, and sometimes lures children with berries or small treats before leading them deeper into the forest. Others argued for a far more grounded explanation. They suggested the figure might simply be a sloth, specifically the brown-throated three-toed sloth that naturally inhabits regions across Brazil, Paraguay, and Ecuador. With so many conflicting theories, the clip remains one of those strange pieces of footage that refuses to settle into a single clear category. Whether it shows an alien, a woodland cryptid, or just a harmless sloth wandering near a home, it continues to spark debate among those who watch it. What do you think the mysterious figure really was?
Decime.
Continuing with strange creature sightings, this next example is almost certainly not the result of CGI. It was shared in the Facebook group Weird, Fantastic, and Odd Things by Max Jack. The unusual snake was discovered in Thailand by a local resident who brought it home and fed it fish. The reptile appears to be covered in green fur-like growth. Some commenters speculated that it may simply be algae forming on the snake's body. The individual who found the animal plans to turn it over to authorities so it can be properly examined and identified. Until experts are able to study it more closely, all we can do is appreciate how unusual this creature truly is. There are countless animals on Earth that most people will never see up close, and likely many more that no one has ever encountered. But what are the chances that one of them would appear right in the middle of a sidewalk? That's the question many have been asking since a strange photo and short video began circulating online. The image was first shared on Instagram by a man named Harry Hayes. Who discovered the creature while out for a morning run in Sydney, Australia. Although the area had recently experienced heavy rainfall and localized flooding, Hayes said the spot where he found the animal had not been underwater. The creature itself is small, slimy in appearance, and gray with what looks like semi-transparent skin. It appears to have tiny black eyes and a long tail. In the still image, its body is curled in a way that makes its exact shape difficult to determine. This has led many to speculate that it might be some type of fetus, possibly from a marine animal that washed inland during the storms. However, scientists who reviewed the photo and video clip have not been able to identify it. Biologist Ellie Alyssa, who also shared the images on Instagram, admitted she had no explanation for what it could be, and even her colleagues were unable to recognize the species. So, what exactly is this thing? A cryptid, a mutation, or something else entirely? For now, this odd little creature remains completely unidentified. This next segment is a compilation of several clips filmed by fishermen and TikTok user source .90. Documenting a series of unsettling events that occurred while he was out at sea. The compilation was later shared on the platform by user Alexander Dodgson. It begins with an unusual high-pitched sound echoing across the water.
I hear him. Where's he at? What the f is that noise, bro? What is that noise?
The fisherman is clearly confused, struggling to determine where the noise is coming from. At one point, he suggests that the sound resembles a voice telling someone to jump, adding to the disturbing nature of the situation.
Jump for me.
He eventually retreats to his cabin, only to hear another strange noise, this time, sounding like something striking the outside walls of the boat. When he steps out to investigate, no one is there. Instead, he captures something unusual on camera, a dark shape gliding through the water beside his vessel. Moments later, a second shape appears on the opposite side. Both objects keep pace with the moving boat, but their identities remain unclear. In the following clip, the fisherman displays a peculiar bone he claims to have pulled up in a dredge.
That looks like a tail to me.
Believing it resembles a tail, he brings it to the marine biology department at the University of Massachusetts for examination. After inspecting it, the expert is unable to identify the species it came from, noting that they have never seen anything like it.
Take a photo. Bob asked me to take a photo of it.
Absolutely. You've never seen anything like this?
I don't know what it is.
That's crazy.
Several viewers believe the fisherman may have encountered mermaids, also known as sirens. These mythical beings are associated with high-pitched calls, and the mysterious figures swimming beside the boat, along with the strange bones, seem to support that theory. Although sirens were originally portrayed as bird-like creatures in Greek mythology, they were often described as having a human upper body and a fish's tail. Their voices were said to lure sailors into the sea, as famously depicted in Homer's Odyssey, where Odysseus had himself tied to the mast to resist their call. So could this footage be evidence of such legendary beings? And if so, was something truly attempting to draw the fishermen into the water? The situation is still unfolding, and the TikToker behind these recordings has uploaded many more strange clips from his time at sea. TikTok user Sergio Luis Reis was enjoying a warm summer afternoon on a beach in Brazil, when something unexpected cut the moment short, a bizarre jellyfish-like creature that looked as though it came from another world. The unusual animal, with a swollen dome-shaped head and long trailing tentacles, drifted near the surface of the shallow water, just a short distance from where he was standing.
Alienígena, velho.
Like many people today, he quickly pulled out his phone to record the strange sight and share it online. Although the creature simply hovered near the surface throughout the brief clip, its appearance was undeniably unsettling. While countless jellyfish species inhabit the world's oceans, the larger varieties typically avoid shallow coastal areas. So far, no well-known marine biologists have publicly addressed the footage. One possibility is that the creature was a sick or injured jellyfish that had become disoriented, which might explain its slow movement and unusual appearance. However, it does not closely resemble any currently recognized jellyfish species. So what exactly did Sergio Luis Reis encounter? Was it an entirely new species, or simply an oddly shaped, struggling jellyfish? And if it truly was a familiar species, why was it lingering so close to shore? Furthermore, why have similar creatures not been reported along Brazil's extensive coastline? In November 2021, a resident of Oregon was driving along a quiet country road at night with their grandchildren when they noticed something unsettling near the roadside. They later shared the unusual clip on their TikTok profile, Carolyn Ann, 1984, for others to see.
What'd you see?
What the frick is that?
What? What's behind that?
Yana, what is that?
A dark, indistinct figure appeared to be positioned behind a tree just off the road.
Yana, what is that?
The person recording had no idea what they were witnessing, and understandably chose not to get any closer to investigate.
What's behind that tree?
Once the video was posted, it spread quickly, gathering millions of views and thousands of comments from viewers trying to make sense of the eerie figure. Suggestions varied widely. Some believed it was a Sasquatch.
What is that?
Others claimed it might be a Skinwalker, a shadowy entity, or simply a disturbing individual wearing a hooded sweatshirt. Given that the uploader had young children with them during the encounter, none of these possibilities were particularly reassuring. One of the most frequently mentioned explanations was a hide-behind. Hide-behinds are creatures from North American folklore with stories from early settlers describing loggers disappearing deep in the woods. When woodcutters failed to return, locals blamed hide-behinds for the vanishings. These beings were said to be nocturnal and capable of concealing themselves behind almost any object. Legends claim they hunt humans and primarily consume internal organs. The Oregon video matches several elements of the hide-behind legend, leading many to wonder whether this could be one of the first genuine pieces of evidence suggesting such legendary cryptids might be more than stories.
Yana, what is that?
That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story, share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.